Welcome to List Comprehension Solutions. So for task 1, convert for loop to list comprehension. What we have to do is work with this code here, and then we have to convert this into a list comprehension and get this output here from 30 to 39, which is equivalent to the output that we have for the for loop. So all the hints that we have for this are that we don't use the append function or an empty list. And all we have to do is, of course, start off with square brackets. Then we do I plus, it should be I, lowercase I, plus 30 for I in range 10. There we go, so 30 to 39. So all it's doing is simply adding on 30 to each of the elements. If it weren't for this here, it would simply be 0 to 9, as you can see here. Just undo that. Okay, great. So moving on to the second task, convert while loop into a list comprehension. And again, we're working with this code here. And don't worry, we're not going to be putting a while within the list comprehension. So all we're doing is just trying to get the same output as we would from this while loop. So we have these even outputs of 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So all we have to do here is simply take this line here and use a list comprehension. Okay, so we do a square brackets as always, and do a string. The number is plus string x. So as you can see, it's the same as what we have here, minus the s and the equal sign. For x in range, let's just do 10 for now, and scroll down here. As you can see, we have a slight problem. We don't want 0 to 9, we want all the even numbers. Now, there's two ways of approaching this problem. One is that we do 0, 10, and 2, and you get 0 to 8, exactly the same as what we have here. Or what we can do is do 10 if x modulus 2 is equal to 0, and we should get the exact same output as you can see here. So usually there's multiple solutions to the same problem when it comes to programming especially. So scrolling down, now we've got task 3, which is control flow with modulus in list comprehension, which is kind of similar to what we just did before with task 2. So here we just have these very somewhat large integers, so these thousandths numbers. Okay, so what we're going to do is start off, of course, with a square brackets for list comprehension. Then we do d cubes for d in range 20 if d modulus 2 is equal to 0 and d is greater than 10. Great, so we have the exact same output. If we were to change this to let's say 1, we get slightly different numbers. Okay, so moving on from that, we now have task 4, a final task, which is create 2 nested list comprehensions inside a dictionary. This is quite a tough one. So what we're doing is putting a list comprehension in both K1 and K2, which are the keys of the dictionary D2, and then we're going to grab those and add them together and sum them to get the final value of 495. Okay, so what we'll do is start off with creating a D2, and we'll do K1. What is good? Put the colons there. Okay. All right. So what we want to do for K1 is G plus 20 times G for G in range 10 if G is less than 5. Then we do D2, and as you can see here we have 0 to 84, exactly like we have for K1. Okay, and then we'll just extend this to do K2 now. So K2 colon square brackets, What it's asking for is E times E for range 20 and E less than 10. So all we do is E times E for E in range 20 if E is less than 10. And we run this, and I'm just going to scroll down to make some space here. Do D2. As you can see here, we have 0 to 81, and that should hopefully be the same. It is 0 to 81. Okay, so now what we're going to do is D3, and all we do here for D3 is K3, and then we'll do sum D2 K1, then plus D2, or rather we're going to do sum D2 K2, and that should be it for this task. Great, so we've got 495. I hope that's been interesting for you, and I hope you found that insightful. Thank you.